Good morning, everybody. This is Bill with NotaryCoach.com. Today I'm talking about what happens when the ID or the driver's license of your signer is expired. This actually happened to me just on Friday night. My very last signing, which happened to be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which was kind of nice. It was about an hour and a half drive from my home office, though, so it was a bit of a haul. Still very worth it for one of my favorite clients. And as we were getting into the signing, just in the very beginning, one of the first things I do is ask for the ID so I can fill out the Patriot Act form and my notary journal. Once I saw the ID, I could see that the gentleman's driver's license had just expired 2 months before. Now, it had an earlier expiration date than most IDs because he wasn't yet a U.S. citizen, which further complicates things. So we had to contact the closing agent right away. That's the first step that you're going to do. Contact the closing agent and advise them of the situation. Now, just because an ID is expired doesn't mean it's a done deal and you can't proceed. There might be some options for you, but always remember that your number one priority as a notary public and in your role as a signing agent for the mortgage industry is to validate the identity of the person sitting in front of you. That is your number one goal. If you can't do that, then you can't really proceed. So you have to contact the closing agent and let them know what's going on and what options they'd like to see. Now, sometimes there might be an option for what's called a credible witness, and that's where the borrower might have somebody in their life that is not associated with the transaction that can basically vouch for them as who they say they are. Now, there's a lot of variables in there, and it's considered pretty high risk. So some closing agents won't accept it, some lenders will not accept it. So of course you have to get the permission basically from that closing agent and the lender. Also, you want to make sure you're in compliance with your state government. Sometimes states do not allow credible witnesses too. So you want to make sure you know what all your options are there. In this particular case, the credible witness was acceptable from the closing agent. However, the lender, as we started to proceed, went to underwriting and found out that that would not be acceptable because of the risk associated with it. That loan might become unattractive on the secondary market to investors. So they opted not to proceed with the signing. So again, we had to halt the signing again, and the borrower actually was going to be completely out of luck unless they could go to the Department of Motor Vehicles and get a renewed ID, which by all literature and whenever they called into the DMV, they were told they could not extend it, but they ended up going into the office and they got it extended for 1 more year anyway. So I ended up going it back to the borrowers about 8 hours later, about 8 o'clock on Friday night, and we were able to, they had a nice fresh ID from the DMV, and we were able to proceed on the same day with the signing. So it ended up working out. However, the validated ID is extremely important, so you want to make sure it's always unexpired whenever you are validating that identification. And of course, in this situation, because of his citizenship status, he did not have a U.S. passport, so there was nothing else that we could do to back all that up. I hope that you find that helpful. I know it's pretty wordy. This is Bill with NotaryCoach.com. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comments right below the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.